This past week, 6 people were arrested in Ocean City, New Jersey for protesting windmills. I think this might be one of the biggest arrests they've ever seen in Ocean City because it's usually a quiet vacation town. And if you haven't been following this windmill story, this is something that's been very controversial and has really rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way. So what happened was people were blocking a street in Ocean City to disrupt the energy product. And this went on during a protest. It's about an anti-wind farm, and we've seen constantly, especially in parts of southern New Jersey, as well as the kind of north of Atlantic City, that there have been a lot of wildlife washing up on the shores, whether it's been whales, dolphins. It's been pretty sad, and this has been something that's been ongoing for months now. So there's a Danish company called Orsted, and they were exploring the route developers were going to use to run cables connecting the turbines to a power facility several miles away from the shoreline. And eventually we're seeing that these wind turbines literally will be within eyesight of when you're sitting on the South Jersey beaches. So this is something a lot of people have been adamantly against for a lot of reasons. And this is something that's been going on for a while. It's called Ocean Wind 1 is the project. They were building this wind farm 15 miles off the shore of New Jersey, and people just don't want it there. We've seen meetings happening among local powerful residents. This happened over the summer at the Icona down in Avalon, where a lot of people were meeting with potential candidates for House, Senate, all the local government. They were meeting with them to talk about how they could stop the windmills from happening. There is talk of litigation suing against the windmills. There's a lot of things going on with these windmills, and people just don't want them. That's what I'm seeing more than anything else. If you look at some of the, and the Ocean City events, that's just one example of what's going on. But some people say there's no evidence that the turbines are responsible for the whale deaths, which were likely caused by boats and other factors. But a Monmouth University poll found that 54% of New Jersey residents support the wind turbines and 40% are opposed. So just like any other issue, it's kind of what happens in the middle there. It's very polarizing one way or the other. And the federal government has approved the construction of 98 offshore wind turbines along the coastline in Atlantic City and Ocean County, which would generate enough electricity for 500,000 homes. And there's a second project that hasn't been approved yet. So when you look at all this, people just don't want it. There's signs popping up now. This has become a rallying cry for a lot of folks. And while you've outsourced this to a Danish company, so you're dealing with a foreign company, not a local company. That's one challenge here that I see, because it's not like it's creating a lot of jobs or revenue for someone local in the U.S. It's across the ocean, and it's a Danish company. That's one concern. Secondly, the wildlife washing up on the shores. There has been a significant increase in the amount of wildlife that is washed up on the shore over the past 12 months. There's an Instagram account. Let me pull it up here. And it's about saving the ocean, the ocean coast. So it started in LBI. So it's Save Long Beach Island is the Instagram handle, and they have a fundraiser that's going on next week at the Seashell Resort and Beach Club. Orsted delays the first wind farm until 2026. This happened at the end of the summer, and a lot of it's because of the voices that are being heard. There's been lots of protests up and down the Jersey coast. And that happened right towards the end of the summer before Labor Day. And so you're seeing that there's all these events happening. People don't want them, yet they've been approved. So what does this mean? And obviously, building sustainable power is kind of a separate thing. Using wind power, is it that effective? I don't really know. I'm not here to do that kind of research. What I am clear on is that people don't want these along the coast in the South Jersey Shore. And this affects a lot of folks from the greater Philadelphia area as well. This is the vacation destination for almost every person I talk to that lives in Chester, Delaware, Montgomery counties, as well as the city of Philadelphia. The Jersey Shore is very popular. And seeing those wind turbines out there just rubs people the wrong way. And now you've got folks that are residents up here that own properties down in these shore towns along the South Jersey coast, and they're starting to spend money for political campaigns to stop these turbines from happening. So when you look at the benefit of this, I mean, I think it's questionable how much the benefit's going to be. If you look at, there's been support softening. This article came out on September 1st, that the support for the wind farms has softened because of the whale deaths. And the results show that there was a big decline in support for offshore wind since 2019, when 76% of residents backed it and just 15% were opposed. Well, I just gave you the other numbers. That number's dropped over 20%. So people over time are not supporting this wind energy, and it's a challenge. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration notes that the strandings, which is the whales washing up onto the beaches along the eastern seaboard, have elevated since 2016, and that could be for a lot of reasons. So we don't really know what that is, but I would imagine that a lot of the theory is like the sonar and how these animals, navigate, that they're running into boats and they're not able to clearly navigate things, because you will see whales and dolphins and that sort of stuff in the distance when you're at the Jersey Shore. So this is going to continue to be an issue. If they've already delayed it once, I mean, that's definitely a win for sure. And the Save Long Beach Island following, they've got 2,600 Instagram followers right now, but these people are constantly holding rallies, events to stop this. So it's become a polarizing issue. Here's what I anticipate happening. I think this is going to continue to get pushed out, and it's really going to be an important election coming up next year for a lot of these folks, because this is now a political issue. Who thought wind energy would have become a political issue? Well, now it is. And it's not bringing jobs to South Jersey. It's a Danish company, so there's a lot of challenges with that. This is going to be something that's ongoing. I'd watch the fight, keep an eye on it. It's a sad thing when you see this wildlife wash up on the beach, and the residents, and a lot of them live in our market who go down there, they just don't want it there.